Ramshackle. This is a peaceful land, but a poor one, since its defender, Lord Avaricious, has frittered away his riches. If you can amass enough gold, he will surely be tempted into leaving his fortress and attacking you personally. Build a workshop, and fill your realm with fiendish traps and doors to protect your hard-won treasuries. Lure this fool to his doom, and claim his portal gem.
And hello again, this is Uncle Troy. We're here on our third mission, Greed, in the land of Ramshackle. A couple of things about this level. One, the traps aren't all that useful this early on because you don't really have the mana to fire just tons and tons of them. Also, I thought this was the mission where doing what the mentor tells you to do doesn't work and you have to try a different path, but I think I was wrong about that now that I've watched the playthrough. Anyway, here we go.
Lord Avaricious hides within his fortress proud. He's well defended, but gold's his weakness. To lure him from his stronghold, mine all the gold within his realm. Treasury. Workshop. Sentry trap. Wooden door.
Okay, here we are in the mission proper. First step, as always, is to clear out space to make your lair, hatchery. Now that we have the training room, you always want to make a training room fairly early. In this mission, we now have the workshop. If you want to make traps, doors, etc., you want to make a workshop fairly early. You only can collect 15 creatures from a portal, and if you don't create the types of rooms you want early, you'll end up with 15 goblins and fireflies and the like. Not the creatures you want. And it kind of sucks to be halfway through a level and realize you don't have any warlocks and you haven't researched the new spell.
Recall, your dungeon heart will only hold a sum of 16,000 gold, so build a treasury for the excess to amass. You need a treasury to store gold.
If you don't have a treasury, the imps will just leave the gold lying around. They won't intentionally go back to pick it up later. If they run over it, they will pick it up as they're passing, as will your other creatures. But it sucks to be toward the end of the level, run low on gold, and have to go around, look for through your entire explored area for little piles of gold that you have to pick up manually and drop into the nearest treasury.
A workshop. Place where trolls will come for fabrication of the doors and traps which help defend your evil underground creation.
Remember, kids, without a workshop you can't create traps and doors, and you cannot attract trolls and later in the game bile demons. And while trolls can't fight very well, bile demons do a pretty good job because they take forever to knock down.
You have claimed a portal. The swift light Firefly's essential as an airborne scout. His eyes are yours to penetrate dark places and report.
Fireflies also suck in battle and will wander off and get lost and get hungry, and generally are unpleasant to deal with.
A troll arrives, attracted by the splendor of your workshop. His craftsman's skills are set to serve you well, as one whose toil will make both traps and doors for you to use in your defense. 'Tis well built. Now choose the hammer tab to see the workshop panel, then select the symbol for the sentry trap. The tile which flashes near your dungeon heart is a good place as any for a sentry trap. A new species of creature has entered your dungeon. Now watch. Your trolls will fabricate the trap, Then imps will take it to its designated place.
Actually, I don't think that's a very good place to put a trap right now, but if you don't put it there, then the game gets confused and doesn't realize that you're ready for the next step. While trolls aren't very good in battle, they do a pretty good job in the workshop, and I just like to watch them work. They seem to enjoy themselves.
A sentry trap has been created in your workshop. These sentry traps will only fire if sufficient is your mana for their power.
And you have to be careful so that you don't make so many traps that you don't have enough mana to fire them all, and the enemy creatures just take over.
To lure Lord Avaricious from his stronghold, mine all the gold within his realm.
There's at least one mission where you do exactly what Mentor tells you to do, to get the Lord of the Land to come out and face you in battle, and then the Lord of the Land immediately says, nope, I ain't going to do it. And I thought this was the mission, but it must be later on. Let's see here. As I may have mentioned before, this game is a bad influence on me. And what kind of game is it that you would sit around and watch a giant wasp attack chickens and eat them? I mean, that's just not something a normal person would do, is it? Oh, and here comes a troll. Let's see if he wants to eat.
Your Create Imp spell has been upgraded.
Yep, that's pretty disgusting, and yet I keep watching it over and over and over again.
Place well your wooden doors in narrow tunnels to slow down hostile enemies as they invade.
The pathfinding is pretty darn good in this game, but occasionally creatures just get stuck bumping into walls and you have to manually pick them up and move them.
A new species of creature has entered your dungeon.
Okay, we finally have a goblin on this level. Goblins aren't very good fighters, but they are the only dedicated fighters we have at this point in the game. We put a little door right here, will help keep the enemies from sneaking in too easily. This is why I like my warlocks. They act like little mobile cannons, as long as you put a goblin or something similar to keep the enemy from just wading into them, because they have pretty good ranged attack. Later in the game, when they get up to higher levels, they can be pretty darn devastating in large groups.
A wooden door has been created in your workshop. Your doors are locked with one left click upon them. Lock trolls within your workshop, then watch them work without distraction. Although in time, they'll yearn for sleep or food.
Fireflies wander off and explore, which is good because you see the rest of the level, but it's bad because they keep getting into fights they can't win and dying. Or, as I said before, they get hungry and then they get upset that they are hungry, even though they're the ones that flew away from their food source.
Your minions need a larger training room.
I'll probably have to build a bigger training room, but you can see here my warlocks are gaining levels just by getting into these little fights I keep dropping them into, which does allow them to research their spells more quickly. rooms, an odd number. You make extra targets around the walls, which allows for more creatures to train at a given time. As I said before, trolls aren't necessarily the best fighters, but they can do pretty good in a group against single enemies.
You thieving keeper! I will punish you for daring to despoil my land!
Your Thunderbolt spell has been upgraded. There is nothing left to research.
I almost forgot until I was reminded recently, you can make the creatures fight a little harder and work a little faster by giving a little slap every now and again.
Your destiny is to die by my sword!
Success, my evil friend. Another portal gem is yours. Your wickedness inspires us all. Your sinful ways are glory to behold.
You can see in the background there that there is a secret item on this level, which I did not bother to seek out and activate. That item, it just reveals the entire map, shows all the hidden areas, and on this map there really weren't any, and the only thing you really needed to win the level was to dig out all the gold, which was easily locatable. Locatable. So I usually don't bother with it, but it will show in the mission debriefing that I did not find one of the secrets, even though it's right there in front of us.
Corrupting the noble? Whatever will you think of next, Keeper? The sunlit kingdom of the heroes draws a little closer with each victory, and this was cleverly fought. Well done. Lord Avaricious lies broken before you with his gold in your coffers. Who says you can't buy happiness?
I'm not really sure I agree with Mentor here. I mean, I didn't really corrupt the noble. Lord Avaricious was already greedy. I mean, it's in his name, and he'd already taken most of the gold out of the map before I arrived. So I don't really see how my taking a little gold and spurring him to attack me was really me corrupting him. But anyway, that is the end of level 3. Level 4 will come tomorrow. I hope y'all are enjoying this. Please continue to rate, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see in future episodes. This is Uncle Troy signing off, and I hope you have a good night.